whatever variety of narcissists you are dealing with, they are all more than capable of acting in covert ways when the need meets whatever they are looking to get away with or exploit somebody. When it comes to covert narcissism, they still have that sense of entitlement. They're still arrogant enough to believe that they're always right and fail to recognise their own inadequacies because they're too busy pointing out everybody else's. They seek to be the centre of attention, whether that's gaining the admiration or the sympathetic attention. They are incredibly envious of other people. They're very exploitative by nature, and they lack the empathy to care for how their behaviour affects those around them. They're just looking to gain the attention back onto themselves. So this video is going to be about some phrases that narcissistic people say in a covert manner to either get away with their behaviour, or when it comes to their envy, show who they are without revealing who they are. So when you're going through some form of life struggle, when you're going through some form of crisis or difficulties, because they don't care about you, they're not interested in being there for you. What they're interested in is outdoing you. So this is when they might just turn around and say, oh, that's nothing compared to when and then proceed to talk about themselves and fail to listen to you. Or when a loved one is going through something and you go to talk to them to get that communication and that advice and see how you can help, and they just turn around and go, oh good, now they know how it feels. And you're like, now they know how it feels, so we're not gonna, oh well, back in the day when this happened, nobody was there to help me. Sometimes people have to figure it out for themselves. They accuse people of being bitter, and yet they are often the bitter one who's going to leave a bitter taste in your mouth. They will go all out if they're not willing to put the work ethics in. They're looking to exploit and get the quick fix, and it's not working for them. And somebody who is willing to put the work in, to suffer, to struggle, to aim for something, to go all out for something, and they achieve, the narcissist is envious of that achievement. So they'll just turn around and claim, oh, they had a helping hand. They sucked up to the boss. I had to do everything for myself. They fail to recognise that there is plenty of people far worse off and struggling in the world, because it's all about themselves. To them, they are the world and everyone should pander to them. They might just turn around and say, well, if I'd have had the help that they had, when they've no idea what help the other person had, because they haven't lived that other person's life. They've no idea what suffering that other person has been through, because they've never lived that person's life. They have no clue, but they believe they know more about everybody else than what everybody else knows about themselves. You can try and communicate things with a narcissist. They're not interested in your good news. They're not interested in your bad news. They're interested in outdoing you. You can get to a point where you think, I'm just going to stop because it doesn't get me anywhere. So you can go and speak to somebody else for advice or help, and they find out, and, well, what did you go to them for? And then whatever you've asked them to do, they're going to turn around and say, well, I wouldn't have done it like that. It'd be far better if it were done like this. Why didn't you come and ask me? You can't tell them that you didn't ask them, because the last time you asked them, they made you feel bad for asking them, and then they didn't do it for you. Well, they messed it up big time. So you ask somebody else. They just slate the other person. They turn around and say, oh, people just don't appreciate me. People just don't appreciate my expertise, because they believe they know everything, and they believe they have the answer to everything without the experience or the research or the evidence. Yes, we can all have a theory on something and think it's that, and look into the evidence which points to it being that, and then later down the line realise that it's not, and go, oh yeah, it wasn't that. That theory usually leads on to something else though. With a narcissist, once they realise they were wrong, they don't realise this, they were wrong. It was somebody else, it was your fault, you're wrong. I didn't say that, you said that. That wasn't me, you must be mistaken, you misunderstood me. When you achieve something, they will turn around and claim, well, it's nice for some. When you buy something, oh, it's nice for some. Oh, some have all the luck, don't they? because they fail to recognise what people have been through behind the scenes. They're just envious of what people have got. They can just turn around and simply say, no one likes you, because they're looking to tear you down to feel better about themselves. You can try and communicate with them about something, about an opinion, and they're just going to turn around and say, that makes no sense at all. They're looking to destroy your confidence because it helps with their arrogance, it helps with their sense of superiority. If you've made plans with someone, they play the victim of, oh, I knew you preferred them over me, so that you feel bad. They go all out to provoke you and wind you up, and once they've wound you up, they turn around and say, oh, have you had a bad day? I think you might need to calm down. Perhaps you should go and have a drink. They're looking to try and instill those addictions within you so that they can blame your addictions for being the problem and not them who's caused those addictions by encouraging you to drink. They don't want to encourage you to do well in life. They want to encourage you to do toxic things in life. They'll be incredibly supportive. When you're trying to lose weight, they'll go all out to bake you a cake. They won't. They'll go all out to buy one from a shop and make out that they spent hours making it for you, and you're ungrateful because you won't eat it, because they're looking to sabotage you. They don't want to see you do well. You might spend years losing a lot of weight, and they'll just turn around and say, well, it's in your DNA to be thin, isn't it? It's a bit harder for me. They'll have a joke at your expense, and then they'll turn around and say, I was only joking. It's not my fault. You can't take a joke. You're a little bit sensitive today. There are lots of different things that narcissistic people say in covert ways so that you can't recognise their true meanings. Any you notice, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw, and this channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you are looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. If you do have the misfortune of still having to deal with narcissistic people where you can't go no contact, there is a new book out on Amazon which is called 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People, and I will also add the link to that into the video description. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.